Hey you guys, it's your favorite traveler in the entire world, Imani B, coming to you live with another Travel Talk Tuesday. Oh my goodness, I can't believe we have grown. This community has grown and I'm really excited that I'm coming to y'all every week with videos. I've been consistent. I said I was going to be consistent. I have been consistent and I'm really excited about this video because I really want to help a lot of people learn how to navigate living abroad. If you watch my first video, then I've been globetrotting around the world for the past 6 years. I've lived in 5 countries. I've had long stays in 2 countries and literally have been to countless places around the world. I couldn't even tell you how many. So it's always my pleasure to be able to present you all with these videos. So be sure to hit the bell. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to stay consistent in making sure that I help other people who are looking to navigate this space and this new normal of expatriation and living abroad and getting outside of the confines of the 4 walls of that United States of America, or people from other places that are looking to go to other places in the world. So this particular video, oh my goodness, this is my advice. You know what I mean? I really want to give advice to people who are thinking about it and they're not sure. The last video, the very, very last video I did was mistakes that people make moving abroad and before they move abroad. So this one is strictly about advice. Advice for somebody who's considering, they're not completely sure. They may be at the tipping point, but they're not 100% sold on the idea of moving abroad. So here's my advice. Number 1, right? You only got one life to live, right? And one of the things that I've recognized with living abroad, and I said it in my last video, is that it is not a cure for any of your problems. However, it does really change the quality of your life so that the problems and the issues that you may be encountering, that you may have to deal with, are a little lessened. The pressure is a little lessened because there are other factors, contributing factors, typically to our stress, like bills and all of those things that really don't help. So number 1, make sure that you have a savings account, okay? I think it's just imperative. If it's not a savings account, have some form of savings. Have some kind of nest egg that you have in the case of emergencies. And the reason why I say that and the reason why I stress the importance of that is because we've had 3 situations living abroad. The first one was in Poland. My son was born in Poland. When my son was born, literally only maybe 48 to 72 hours after our son was born, the team that my husband was coaching, and if you watched the first video, my husband coached American football abroad for pro teams and collegiate teams. The team told us that pretty much they had a big sponsor pull a chunk of money out, which was the chunk of money that was paying our rent, paying for us to be in Poland, and that we would have to leave within the week. Yes, you heard that correctly. That we would have to leave within the week. At the time, I had just really started getting my footing in freelance writing, but I had literally just had a baby. So I wasn't working. I wasn't bringing in a consistent income. My husband's income was what we had lived on. And prior to our son being born, we had just been to Thailand for a month. We were in China for 6 weeks straight. So we were living a good life and we just didn't even think about it. And then when we did our taxes, our first year of being married, we thought we were going to get all this money back, and all of that money went right to student loans. So we didn't get anything back when we filed our taxes our first year of marriage. So we had no savings. We had nothing to fall back on. We had to go back to the United States for a limited time only. And that was a hard thing because it was whoa, now we got a kid in the mix. So the second time we had a situation was in Egypt. In Egypt, I was teaching, hated it, okay? And I told my husband, I was no. Nasir was only a couple of months old. I was still, exclusively breastfeeding, so my breast would be super huge, full of milk. I'd be tired by the end of the day. And then I'd get home and it'd be just me and baby time because, hubby would go and coach during the night. So I would work during the day and teach during the day. He would coach at night. So it kind of helped because we didn't have to get a babysitter. But at some point, as luck would have it, the team that he was coaching just stopped paying him. They just stopped paying him. They just stopped paying the rent, and they stopped answering his messages and everything. And I lied to you not. I lied to you all not, okay? And at that time, I had just quit my teaching job. So I was like, wait a minute, what? Because a lot of times when you live abroad and you have a job abroad, they will pay for your rent, they will pay your utilities and all of that stuff. So every time my husband gets a new contract, we ain't paying no rent, we ain't paying no utilities, so our money goes to other things, household things and our day-to-day expenses and our fun stuff, going to the mall, whatever the case may be. So it was like, okay, what is going to happen? Got that situation rectified. I'll tell you that in a whole nother video. And then the third incident was COVID. We lived in Wuhan, China. Yes. My husband's son and I were going on 2 years of living in China. We first moved to Chongqing, and then we moved to Wuhan, which is absolutely magnificent, beautiful city. Loved our apartment. We lived on a 27th floor, high-rise building, marble floors, absolutely fantastic, okay? And COVID happened right when we went to Malaysia for Chinese New Year, and we got stuck. But this time around, right? We're smarter. We weren't 3 strikes, you're out, completely. We were homeless, right? We didn't have a home anymore because our apartment was in China. But we had investments, okay? We had money that was making money. So we were able to live off of our investments for 7 straight months without anybody really needing a job. Now, obviously, I had to jump in there. Your girl had to get some full-time work going as opposed to freelance. But a savings is going to save your ass. Let me just be candid, okay? Let me just put it on out there. A savings is going to save your ass because you just never know what can happen. And I've said it in a video before, COVID was one of those things that a lot of us expats were not expecting. Like, I know people that were stuck on vacation just like us, and none of us, because all of us were on vacation in all these tropical areas and had to go back to the US and other places, we didn't have no winter clothes. We didn't have no coat. We didn't have nothing. So a savings is going to save your butt. Let's see. The next thing is a great piece of advice. Don't wait for anybody to go with you. I know it's hard to think about leaving people behind. I know it's hard thinking about starting a new normal without a sense of normalcy. That's just a cushion, right? It's like a blankie. You know what I mean? You have somebody that you know. No, don't wait for people to go because they're always going to string you along. I've had people for years. My husband's had people for years, and we swap stories, and we just laugh the amount of people that'll say they'll come to visit us, that'll say, oh, they're gonna make the move, people are gonna to death you. Like, it's just, don't wait for people. If you feel it within your spirit that something is calling you to try it, to do it, to go, then go and leave everybody else where they're at, and eventually maybe they'll come with you. My mother-in-law moved to Mexico. We didn't think that would happen, but guess what? She did. And my husband's lived abroad since 2013. So imagine all the countries that he's lived in more countries than me. He's lived in 9 countries. So imagine, you just never know. You could be that catalyst for change for the people in your life, but don't wait around for anybody. The next piece of advice that I have, try something out of the box. I think one of the best things about living abroad is it awakens a whole nother dynamic of just doing something different. So my first year of living in Cairo, right? And this was in my first couple of months. It wasn't even my first year. It was literally my first 90 days. I was I'm not about to be sitting on no couch just watching TV. I can do that in the States. I'm gonna do something different. So I started Googling, and I found a PADI scuba diving school that was up the street from where it is that I lived. I lived in an area of Cairo called Ma'adi. And Ma'adi is a real bustling, loud, robust city, okay? Part of Cairo. It's probably 45 minutes to an hour away from Cairo International Airport. And I went and I was sitting up in there with a whole bunch of white folks, right? This is somebody who knows how to swim like mechanically, but like not like the way that they swim. And I'm in there like, what the hell am I doing, right? I'm a Muslim woman, so, and it's funny because there was this white British man and he kept taunting me, you're going to have to show your hair. You're going to have to show your hair. And I was just like, why are you so obsessed with me showing my hair? The whole time, he ain't never seen my hair, y'all. Not once, even in the water. He ain't never seen my hair. So I was like, F yourself. But anywho, I went, y'all, almost died. Okay, almost died. I wrote an article about it. I'll post the article below. Almost died, y'all. But I did it. I went, I got my certification. And because your girl's about that life, okay, I went and I got my second certification. I got an advanced open water PADI scuba diving certification. Okay? It was cold and I thought I pulled a groin muscle. I had to ask my brother, like, do women have groins? Because I don't know what I did. I don't know. The water was cold. It was just a lot, okay? But I accomplished it and I ain't died. I'm here to tell the tale. But I did something different. I did something out of the box. Like, so whatever it is, I don't care if it's taking a cooking class. I don't care if it's taking a language class. Whatever it is, do something that you feel like when I was in the United States of America, I did not normally do, okay? The third thing, build community. Build community. And when I say build community, I'm going back to my first video when I talked about, mistakes that people make abroad. You don't have to build community with people that just look like you. It's great. It's amazing that when we see each other that, we keep each other in each other's lives, right? And we want to build community in different places around the world. But our community primarily here, in Mexico, are Mexicans. My son goes to school with Mexican children, but not only does he go to school with Mexican children, but there are children that are from different areas of the world. There are Russian children at his school. There are, Dominican children at his school. There are Israeli children at his school. He has a melting pot of children that go to his school. And therefore, there's a melting pot of parents that we get to interact with and in our community as well. Not everybody's Mexican, but Nasir's, my son's best friend, he is Mexican and his parents are Mexican. And that is our community. That is our village. That is our safe haven. Those are people that in the event something happens, our water turns off, we need help. Ayuda, por favor. We need help. You know what I'm saying? And these are the people that we can go to. So build your community, you know what I'm saying? Don't be so, standoffish. Understand that people want to welcome you in their home, right? So be a good guest. Be a good neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that people know who it is that you are and that you're coming and that you're bringing goodness, that you're bringing good energy, that you're not looking to take away from them, that you're not looking away, to co-opt their culture, to appropriate, that you're looking to really learn something, implement something, you know what I mean? And show a little bit about yourself and allow them to learn a little bit more about you. So listen. Those are the three things that I think are imperative, my best advice in terms of moving abroad. Make sure that you have a savings, you know what I mean? Make sure that you have something, some kind of nest egg that can help you in the event that you're in a sticky situation. Make sure that you're building community. Make sure that you are out here talking to people, that people know you, that people recognize you, that people know you by name, because emergencies happen and those people are going to be the people that hold you down for real, for real. You know what I mean? If you're a parent, your child gets sick. I'm always messaging other parents that are here, always, and they're always helping me out. I don't care if it's about a utility bill. There are always people that are willing to help because we're engaged in community. And then that out of the box thing, do something out of the box. So you're going to love yourself all the more for saying, wow, I did that. I really did that. It kind of gives you that kid-like feeling again when you accomplish something. It could be something super small, but you accomplished it. You did it, and you did it on a different side of the world. What? To show who you are as a person, you become a top tier. You become next level once you've accomplished something completely out of the box. So I hope this helps anybody that's been kind of teeter-tottering on the idea of moving abroad. Once again, this is your favorite traveler, Imani B. Make sure you hit that bell. Make sure you subscribe. I'm going to be here every week, y'all. Every week, God willing, I'm going to be here with you. I'm going to be giving you these gems. I'm going to be helping you out to make the move and get into your groove.